Hello, welcome everyone. Today we are going to be doing whether or not Rainbow Six Siege is dying. And obviously I don't mean actually dying because you know it's a game, it's not living. I mean, is the player base ceasing to exist? Now this is quite a debated question, there's no trying to hide that. So we're going to go ahead and take a more in-depth look at this in this video. Now before we get into it, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would like and subscribe on these videos. I work really hard on them and I'm so worn out from these past couple of weeks. But yeah, that's all. We're going to go ahead and move on to the video, and don't worry, okay, we're going to switch to me in game like I said in the last video. I know none of you want to see this face, but yeah, thought I'd do the intros with him for some reason. Don't know why I thought that would be a good idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch over here. So, is Siege dying? Let's start having a look at some stuff, shall we? Okay, so I think we're going to start off by looking at some of the data to actually see whether the game's player base is shrinking. And then we're going to go ahead and try to explain some of these results. So if it is shrinking, we're going to have a look at why that is, okay? And maybe it's the genre, maybe it's just the game itself. And we're going to have a look at why and what Siege could do better to improve on that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off with Steam. And I know not many people play on Steam, but this is where we can get a rough basis and initial stat count, as this is the most accurate data we can get. Okay, so over the past 30 days, so basically this month, Siege has maxed out at 65,000 players at its peak. And now that's understandable, obviously, because the new season came out this month, so there's going to be a slight increase in players. Because when we look at November and October, Siege is around 45 to 55,000 players averaging per month. So basically Siege has an average of 50,000 players, which is pretty strong, I guess, for Steam, but again, like I just said, this is Steam. So if we go ahead and look at the closest estimate we can get for all platforms, Siege is averaging around over 600,000 players per month still. Now compared to a game like Fortnite or Call of Duty, which is getting millions of players per month, this might seem a little low. But you have to understand that Siege is and always has been a niche game. Siege isn't exactly the type of game for everyone to play because it's fast-paced and action-packed. It's not the type of game where you can just be impatient and just run around trying to shoot people. I mean, sure, some of the lower ranks might look like that, but I mean like the actual majority of the player base, which is around silver and low gold if you're on rank. But yeah, Siege is a lot more of a strategic and tactical game that requires you to have patience and time and effort to be put into it. And I completely understand that that's not some people's type of game. Some people just want to play a game to relax and have fun, and ideally that is probably what a game should be for. But Siege is for those who want to take that gaming an extra step and kind of put effort into something that will give them a reward, aka their rank and skill level. So yeah, on the forefront of things, Siege might look like it has a lot less players than some of these other big shooter games. But when you look at the niche that Siege is aiming to fill, it fills that job really well and outperforms every other game like it, making it an obvious choice for people like me and you who play the game. This has helped to create a really loyal fan base as well that stick around the game no matter what, and it's helped to spawn off an entire pro league and esports branch too, which just truly furthers Siege being a really competitive game, and one that fills that role so well and so much better than so many others in the genre. Now when you look at other past statistics, like in March of 2021, Siege had peaked at 200,000 players pretty much on Steam. Now I don't think it's Siege's fault though that it's had this dip in player base. Now hear me out. Now I know Siege has had a few bad changes as well and unpopular changes, but I don't think that will have caused such a drastic drop in player base as this clearly has. All I feel is that at the time there was a big boost in these types of games, and obviously when everyone came over to that niche, everyone went to Siege before they realised that maybe that niche isn't exactly for them, so Siege's player base dropped again back to them loyal fans. So I don't think that Siege's player base will ever drop to the point where it will be dead. Sure, it will fluctuate as people come and go, people get bored of the game, but more people will start playing the game again and find that niche. So I don't think the game will ever be truly dead. Now whether or not Ubisoft decides to keep putting money into the game is an entirely different matter, but as of the time of recording, Siege is still one of Ubisoft's biggest earners, so I really don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, for that reason anyway. Although there is something that could threaten Siege, and that's if that niche shrinks to a point where Siege is unrecoverable. Now we can already see that apps such as TikTok and YouTube Shorts are causing generations' attention spans to shrink as the new generations replace the old. I already made a few jokes about this actually in a couple of other videos. But the thing is that this could actually impact this genre where you have to rely on being patient and strategical thinking. However, no matter what, I do feel like there will always be that group of people, no matter how small or how big that is, that do want a game where they have to think more about their actions and be more strategical and tactical. Now the only issue to worry about here of course is if that group of people gets too small to the point where the game just is no longer profitable. But then again, I don't see that happening anytime soon. So in conclusion, is Siege dying? No, at least not in my opinion. Sure, the wait times are long and you can't always find that many players, but the wait times have always been long in Siege. This just hasn't changed. And with recent changes to the game to try and make the game a little more casual and inclusive, inclusive of a lot of people such as Rank 2.0, I feel like there will actually be a small growth in Siege's player base, not a decrease. But yeah, anyway, I touched more about that in this video right here on the screen, so if you're up to it, you can go ahead and check that out right now. I won't force you to, but if not, you can go ahead and like and subscribe because it really does help me out, and I really appreciate it when you do that. And make sure to drop a comment if you feel like it, and even share with a friend maybe. But yeah, that's all for today. Go out and have a great day. Peace.